All right, welcome back. This is the fourth race in the Pacific Raceway series, and it was a hot evening. It was in the high 80s. Out on the track, it was in the low 90s, though, just with all the concrete. And we got Mike Robson here on the left saying hi in the camera. Anyway, this was a fun night. There were lots of attacks, despite it being so hot out. Hoggins Berman did a great job. They kept sending attacks off all night. I'm jumping forward to the first attack by Doug Davis there. He's going off on the left. And I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. I'm not really reacting to this. This is very early in the race. It's just the start of the second lap. And hoping somebody else is going to do the work. I think we've got Andrew Martin on the front there in front of the fell swoop guy. And right here in the, is that green or yellow? I'm kind of colorblind. That's Pablo Castilla on Rain City Cycling. So I slot in behind him. It was interesting. It seemed to me like Andrew Martin on 10 Speed Hero was up front a lot in this race, chasing things down. I kind of assumed that he was trying to set it up for Mike Robson to do well, to potentially win this race and get some more points for the series. That's kind of what the conclusion I came to throughout the race, just watching Andrew do all that work. All right, there goes Doug. We've got him back. I'm going to skip ahead to the next attack here. We actually have AC over there on the left from Hawkins Berman, and he is just kind of rolling off the front. And then we got Pablo following him. And once again, Andrew Martin decides he's going to chase that down and not let it get away. So I figure I should just get on his wheel. We don't really get any separation. If Andrew is up in a break, typically somebody in the field is going to try to chase that down. They know it's too dangerous to just let him go. And if he's in a break, he's going to win the sprint. So Casey's putting in a good pull on the front here. He's been riding super strong this year. Unfortunately, he hasn't had the opportunity to do a lot of 60-plus races. They did not have a state championship for a 60-plus this year, so that kind of sucked. I feel like I mentioned that because I think if he was in some 60-plus races that were scored, he would be hitting some podiums this year. All right, we're going to jump ahead another couple laps. And Tyler on Hoggins Berman attacks. Attacks while I'm taking a drink. Way to go, Tyler. No, just joking. Anyway, so he takes off. There's no immediate reaction. Still pretty early in the race, and I was too busy taking a drink to actually react to that, so I'm not going to try to chase it down. I think Andrew might still be on the front. Right over to the right there along the wall is Chip. Chip is the guy that was involved in that accident in the first race of the season. So if you go back to my first race this season, you'll see pretty bad accident. He got the brunt of it. Actually got taken to the ER. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Oh, I should also shout out that Chip got fourth in his age division, 55 to 59, at Unbound. And while doing that, he ended up getting rhabdomyosis. So if you don't know what that is, look it up. But basically, it's like when you exercise way too hard, your muscles rupture and their content gets in your blood and it can be toxic. So that's pretty gruesome. And to see him out here racing again so quickly is pretty amazing. All right, we're still in the midst of a chase. We got a couple groups up ahead. Okay, it's all back together now. And I'm slotting in here behind Bradley. I see Bradley kind of looking like he's going to go for it, but he doesn't. And I decided I would just go try to make a break. I know Andrew had been chasing a bit, so I thought, well, this might be an opportunity. And I was hoping that maybe Bradley would follow. He did follow, but unfortunately we didn't really get any separation. So pull the plug here. And Doug attacks again. And I think that's Andrew chasing him. AC and Kirk Canfield on Hoggins Berman have countered, and they are off the front. And then Mike Robson from 10-Speed Hero decides to chase, so I figure I'll jump on his wheel and hopefully get towed on over. Maybe we could get a little group. Despite it being so hot, everybody seemed pretty eager to chase things down, so there were a lot of attacks, get a little bit of space, but nobody was able to seem to maintain it, and there was always somebody willing to help chase, and whether it was 10-Speed Hero or Hoggins or somebody else helping with the chase. Well, this one's shut down, and again, we don't have any separation, so it's just all back together. Gonna speed up a little bit here. So this will be my 5th year back racing. I used to race back in late 90s, early 2000s, and then I took about 20, a little over 20 years off, and this started racing again in 2022. So this is the 5th year. And it's fascinating because, well, it's interesting, not fascinating, but I've done pretty well in the Masters fields. And I just went back and looked, and I have been on the podium. So top three 24 times in the last 5 years. And yet I have never won a bike race. It's kind of shocking to me that I can come that close so many times. But there's always that one person that's just got me and beat me. Whether it's Steve Hansen or Andrew Martin or somebody else, it's always somebody's just slightly stronger. So keep hoping that I will make it onto that top step, and I'll keep trying. But I think it's pretty fascinating that I've actually got that close so many times without actually being able to make it to that top step. All right, we'll get back to normal speed here. And we have another attack. This is Jesse, I think is his name. And it looks like Andrew Martin chasing him down. And then we got another attack over there on the left. I can't remember who that was. I think it was probably one of the Hoggins guys. You see this little group's got some separation, so I figure I'll try to bridge across. It seems like it has a good makeup of teams. We got Craig Undum there in the national kit. And we got Mike from 10 Speed Hero. I think that's somebody from Fell Swoop up there. And I can't tell who's in the front. Yep, that was Doug on Huggins Berman. Just thinking we might have a chance with this composition. Mike takes a really short pull, and I look back, and there's really no gap, so I pull the plug on that. And Doug goes again. It's like the Energizer Bunny. Just keeps attacking. So normally I don't do very well in the heat. Most of my total collapses in races have come when it's been above 80 degrees. And oftentimes I would just cramp up completely. So I've been doing a lot of sauna, dry sauna over the last year. Probably do 3 to 4 times a week. And I do think that has helped me a lot. I've actually felt really good in this race. Didn't have any issues at all with cramping in the first race. I don't do any of the active heat training. That's just too uncomfortable. I'm doing this for fun. I can justify sitting in a sauna, but I can't justify putting a plastic bag over me and riding a bike. I noticed that Mike Robson is off the front and he's chasing a couple people down. And it seemed like a good idea to try to bridge over to him and see again if there's a possibility of a break. We are getting in the final quarter of the race, so if a break's going to happen, this might be a good opportunity. And with 4 of us in the break, seems like there might be a chance. So we bridge over to AC Roth and Craig Undum, and thinking there might be a chance here, but the peloton is coming up quick, so it's not looking like this is actually going to have a chance, unfortunately. Especially because at this point we have reached 2 laps to go, and that's pretty motivating for the rest of the field to chase us down with just 2 laps. So we call it quits on that effort and regroup for the final. All right, I'm going to jump ahead to the final lap here. I was at the front here, but I wanted to move a little bit back, so I was a little more sheltered. So here we are in the bell lap. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit here for a minute. I'm in pretty good position. This is, almost a 2-mile lap, so there's plenty of time and space to move up if you need to. But even so, it's nice to be, in the top quarter of the field. So like I said, I'm liking my position here. Just got to keep looking out for the 10-speed hero guys. I see Bradley move up there. And then Chip makes an attack over there on the right-hand side along the barrier. So that draws some people out. Stretches the field out a little bit. I jump into the Hoggins train here. Have them pull me up to Chip. Chip's been caught. There's a little bit of a lull, but then right in front of me, you can see Bradley Haley decides he's going to go for it, which is great because this means that the final is going to be stretched out. And unfortunately, we were coming up on the 3-4 field, or the remnants of the field, so that was a bit confusing. They're supposed to neutralize, but I don't know if they didn't hear us. We've got some guys on the left and the right of us. We're going to pass another couple guys from the 3-4 field here in a second. Let me pass them right there. Again, I'm in pretty decent position, but a little bit far back. I'd like to be up a couple more wheels. And I see Mike there, Mike Robson over on the left, and he's sending it early. And so I decided I'm going to try to follow him. Mike is really good at these kind of efforts, and Andrew is behind us, so I know that this is really my only chance to win. But there goes Andrew on my left. He ends up winning, and I get second. And Mike Robson holds on for third. Here are the race results for the top 15 only, and the series standings after 4 races, top 15 only.